We're going to work with Congress to get a bill done quickly.
A predatory loan has turned this source of stability into an anchor of insecurity.
Shady lending practices that have hurt the nation's riskiest subprime borrowers, and also
a major bailout. I was kiddingly wanting to call the bill the mother of all bailouts.
The whole notion of how significant they had become until very late. I didn't really get it.
If we can stem the home price declines through more aggressive foreclosure prevention, I still think that that is a key central part of our efforts to tackle this broader problem.
So I'm sure there's some of my friends out there saying,
although
hindsight
guy
was a market.
Foreclosure rate is over.
What happened to him?
Coaching this generation's real estate superstars. Harris Real Estate University.
Hi, this is Tim Harris from Harris Real Estate University, and I want to share with you what Julie and I call our Real Estate State of the Union. A couple times a year, Julie and I produce a free report for all of our fellow realtors in the nation, and that free report is designed really to do three things. We want to educate you about what might be happening next in the real estate markets. We want to motivate you to take action where the opportunities are now. And frankly, we want to make sure that all of you develop the mindset to be of service and the skill set to serve. Now, what do I mean by that? Guys, we are in one of the toughest real estate markets in the history of the United States. You already know that, chances are, or you wouldn't be watching this video. And what I want all of you to know, all of you that are maybe hearing about Harris Real Estate University for the first time, and all the thousands of students that have enrolled in one of our programs for years, I want all of you to know, no matter where you are in the country, no matter how dire your real estate market might seem, you can do it. You have everything that it takes to succeed in this real estate market once you have the skills that this market requires. You have nothing to fear. Now, listen, I know that this video that you're about to watch might seem a little controversial, and that's okay. Maybe in some cases, some of the things that I'm going to expose you to in this video is going to make you a little bit angry, and that's okay too. Why? Because I want you to be prepared. I want you to be ready for what might be happening next, because there's going to be some things that are happening over the next 6 to 12 months that you really need to be aware of now, so you can be ready to serve, so you can be ready to make money. The simple fact is, guys, is there's realtors out there right now that are having their best years ever, that are making more money than they ever thought they would, because they've adopted the mindset to be of service, and they've learned the skills that this market demands. You can too. Now, have an open mind when you're watching this video. I want to start you out with one simple question, and this is a great question that we ask all of our graduate students here at Harris Real Estate University. Now, clear your mind when I ask you this question. Have an open mind to the answer that your mind actually produces for you. If you knew for sure, without a shadow of a doubt, that 6 months from now, the real estate markets were going to be substantially worse than they are now. I'm talking about houses sitting on the market longer. I'm talking about more unemployment, higher interest rates, more inflation, pretty much worst case scenario. If you knew for sure that that was going to happen 6 months from now, my question for you is, what would you be doing differently now? What 3 things would you be doing differently now? Write those 3 things down. Some of you might be finally accepting the fact that you really have to master how to do short sales. A lot of you, heck, all of you, would probably become experts on how to price homes to sell in this market. You know what? If you're smart, if you're a top producer, you're thinking now, how do I double, triple, or quadruple my listing inventory? Whatever your answer is, write it down and be honest with yourself. Now listen, let's be clear. Julie, myself, none of the faculty and staff of Harris Real Estate University hope that the real estate markets get worse. Quite frankly, we would love for this real estate-led depression to end. But we have to be in agreement that it's smarter to be prepared than to be caught by surprise. And that's where I want your mindset to be as you watch these videos. If you need any help, ask for a free coaching call. One of our coaches at the Harris Real Estate University will call you back. We'll give you a free coaching call. If you want to get any additional feedback or any information on any of our coaching programs, go to our website, timandjulieharris.com. It's all there. In the meantime, sit back, relax, open your mind to what you're about to learn, and thank you for stopping by. At Vest, we're in the eye of the storm. It's time that you learn the real truth and nothing but the truth. You must know what's happening next, but most importantly, you must learn what to do now.
Even after a 33% nationwide collapse, house prices are still above their long-term trend. To get back to trend, they need to fall another 5 to 10%. After they get there, moreover, they'll likely fall a lot more. The good news is the PE ratio for houses, price to rent, is finally approaching normal levels. This is why house prices are only a bit above fair value. The second piece of good news is that houses are more affordable than they have been since analysts started tracking this measure. However, affordability doesn't mean jack when you're already underwater on your current house, or when you're getting fired, or when you already have debt coming out of your ears. Also, affordability is a moving target because it's calculated off of interest rates and incomes. Incomes are dropping, and interest rates could skyrocket if inflation ever takes hold. And now for the bad news. First and foremost, house prices are a function of supply and demand, and there's still way too much supply. As the right-hand chart shows, normally there's about 4 months worth of housing inventory on the market. We now have 10 months worth. And that's without counting all the shadow inventory, the houses owned by banks who don't want to unload at fire sale prices, and those owned by homeowners hallucinating that they'll just rent it for a year until the market comes back. Here's part of the supply problem. Empty houses all over the country. The spec McMansion boom. The inventory problem is especially acute at the high end of the market. The price boom was also powered by growing home ownership. Remember the ownership society? This will likely also regress to or below the mean as many new strapped homeowners realize it's a nightmare compared to renting. That will trigger more supply. Another source of supply, obviously, is foreclosures. They're still soaring. When you owe more on your house than it's worth, you're more likely to default. With nearly 1/4 of homeowners with a mortgage now underwater, the foreclosure boom is likely to continue. The supply-demand equation has two sides. As we've seen, supply is vastly larger than normal, and it's likely to stay that way. Meanwhile, the demand side is getting weaker too. For example, one of the factors that drove the boom was the increasing ability to borrow pots of money at low cost with little income. That's now reversing, but it has a long way to get back to normal. Burned lenders are frantically tightening their lending terms. This makes it harder to borrow, and borrowing by Americans has plummeted. This is hurting demand, even among consumers who haven't been fired, aren't underwater on an existing house, and are willing to buy into a declining housing market. Now that you understand the market, I'll pass it back to Tim so you know what to do with this information.
What to do now? Let's talk about what actions you need to be doing now. Point number 1, make the commitment to tell the truth. Even if it makes your prospects or clients uncomfortable. And guys, I'm even going to go as far as to say, tell the truth even if it is at the cost of a real estate transaction. Point number 2, always do what's best for your clients. In the old 20th century where buyers and sellers of homes were nothing other than numbers, we didn't necessarily do what was best for our clients, but now you must always do what's best for your clients and have that be your prominent mindset, which leads perfectly into point number 3. Stop using greed-based selling. Don't start trying to sell homes to people with the idea that a house is like a winning lottery ticket. Do not approach real estate that it's anything other than a great place to build long-term wealth, but also people buy homes because they need better space. They need a safer neighborhood for their family. They want to be closer to schools, their churches, their synagogues, or work. Those are the fundamental reasons why people buy homes. Point number 4, invest in yourself so your clients and prospects will invest in you. It is a proven fact, and everyone knows this, the more you learn, the more you earn. Take the time, do the homework, study what this market demands, and you will not just survive, you will thrive.